Hello, everyone. My name is Cassandra Corsbie. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is a very personal and important topic for me. I'm a grateful recovering addict. I have a little over 4 years clean. My clean date is March 4th, 2020. I've been with Young Living as a brand partner for about 7 years now, since early 2016, right after I had my son. So I got to spend some time with Melissa and Brianna this last January up at the Naples Highland Flats farm in Idaho. And we got to spend some very intimate quality time together. And we learned all about each other. We shared some very vulnerable information, and it was only natural that the ladies asked me to do this class. And so Spirit just led me to say yes. And so I'm here with you today to share some information. Hopefully my goal tonight is to touch just one heart. If I can give someone some solution, a better alternative, things that they didn't know were possible before, that is my goal here tonight. So I'm going to start just a little bit I do have like a little script right here just because I'm a squirrel and I will totally get distracted. I have my mocktail here. Yes, always. We're going to learn a little bit about Ningxia Red tonight. So I would really like to just take a moment to just ground ourselves and come into our heart space. This is a very personal, very vulnerable, very emotions involved subject. And so I would like to take a moment to just really breathe deep, ground ourselves. I have chosen Valor tonight as the oil that I would like us all to match frequencies with. If you don't have Valor, please just pick whatever you have or whatever feels heart-centered. So I'm going to take Valor and I'm going to apply it to my left hand. Leanne taught me that you apply it to the left hand because it's directly connected to the brain. I was taught to rub clockwise 3 times because that is the direction that all of your body systems flow in. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to rub my hands together, place them over my nose like a little tent, and breathe 3 times deeply. Deep belly breaths. I'm going to rub this over my heart. Valor is known as courage in a bottle. And I am so excited to share this with you, but very nervous. So, yeah, Valor is incredible. It's definitely one of my favorite oils. For those that don't know, it has black spruce, camphor, blue tansy, frankincense, and geranium. It is an incredibly powerful oil. Definitely one of my favorites. Okay, now that we are centered, I would like to take a moment just to tell you a little about my journey with addiction, but most importantly, how I came to find Young Living and natural support. Excuse me. Well, I was pretty much born into addiction. Both of my parents are addicts. My father is no longer with us because of his choices and his addiction. And my mom still struggles to this day. So the majority of my relatives are addicts. The majority of the people that I grew up with in my neighborhood were addicts. I can see that today as an adult. I just thought it was normal then. But I spent my entire childhood caring for my mother. I spent a lot of time with her, battling her disease. I was very much her emotional support. And that really took a toll on me as a child. At 13, I began to use nicotine, marijuana, and alcohol. By 17, I was using cocaine, and which very quickly turned to meth. I would also like to state that there's some things that may be said in my story, some things that we may talk about this evening that may be triggering. So I just really want you to prepare yourself for that. I want you to really emotionally bring yourself into your heart space, ready to receive, and know that you are safe. Know that this is a safe place, and that you are not alone. So at 19, I went to my first rehab. At that time, I was also introduced to the program of Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous, which I still work an avid program today in combination with natural supports. I didn't get clean until 14 years later. So I didn't get clean until March of 2020. My son was 4. So I found Young Living when I got pregnant. A very close friend of mine, Lindsay, introduced me to a Tranquil roll-on that she had made for me. And it very much helped me with emotional and hormonal support, with sleep support as well. I was pretty much hooked immediately. And I think very shortly after that, I bought my kit and chose to become a brand partner. And I have not looked back. My son has only used Young Living products, for the most part. And our whole household is Young Living products, because there is just no other option. So I didn't get clean right away when I found Young Living. I had my son. I stayed abstaining for a great duration until he was about 2. Then I quickly picked up alcohol again, and marijuana, and just really destructive behavior. So when I was introduced to Young Living, I did not get clean right away, but what did happen was that there were seeds planted. A huge part of recovery is building a social foundation, a network of people that you can count on, that you trust, that you feel safe with. And truth be told, I don't think I've ever met more heart-centered, spirit-focused, beautiful humans as I have through the company of Young Living. It's really interesting. Hi, friend. Really interesting, the way that this attracts a particular kind of human being. And the majority of the people that I've met through Young Living have been absolutely phenomenal humans. Best friends from the moment that you meet them. And it's just a different kind of connection because you don't really have to explain a lot. So it's really important that you build that foundation and have people who support you in recovery. Excuse me. Okay, so in that rehab that I went to when I was 19 years old, I learned a lot about neurochemicals and neurotransmitters and body systems and how they affected the brain, and why we felt the way that we felt, why most addicts generally feel alone or different. I can tell you the majority of the addicts that I know and love have always shared the same story. From a very young age, they felt different than everyone else. A lot of that has to do with our neurochemicals and deficiencies. Those things can happen from a very young age. I think a lot of it has to do with epigenetics and, things that we receive in the womb, things that our mother puts into her body, all of that stuff. So neurochemicals and neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, oxytocin, and epinephrine. So they have a job, and their jobs, the neurochemicals' job, is to send a message down your neuro pathways. And the neurochemicals are the changes in your brain and how that is delivered. So they control behavioral traits, emotional patterns, our breathing, temperature regulation. There's so many crazy things that they do. So we're going to talk a lot about these factors tonight. Through Young Living, sorry, I'm looking at my script here. I apologize. I've come to find out just how fascinating the science behind our products are. And I continue to learn new things every day. It's insane to me. Tonight we're going to go through a handful of them, but through this journey and preparing this class for you guys, I really kind of fell down the rabbit hole. And when I tell you, no oil is wrong, no supplement is wrong, literally just getting it into or on your body to help support your systems just will work absolute wonders. So, first we're going to talk about what addiction is. Addiction is an obsession, compulsion, or extreme psychological dependence that interferes in an individual's ability or desire to function normally. Common addictions include drugs, alcohol, coffee, food, sugar, video games, work, gambling, exercise, money, explicit images, things like that. And what are neurochemicals and neurotransmitters? So neurochemicals are the organic molecules or peptides that participate in neural activity, all of your brain function. Neurotransmitters are the chemical messengers. Its job is to carry chemical signals or messages from one nerve cell to the other. In layman's terms, your nervous system, these chemicals and transmitters control everything from your mind to your muscles as well as organ functions. Nerves are in everything that you do, think, and feel. Understanding this is so vital to understanding the addict brain and why we do think and feel the way we do. So we're going to go through a couple of these neurochemicals, or actually neurotransmitters, just so you understand their function in the body. Dopamine plays a key role in the functioning of the limbic system, which is involved in emotional function and control. It also is associated with pleasure and reward centers, which is huge for addicts. Often addicts are chemically addicted to the release of dopamine, aka the happy drug. So, epinephrine is known as adrenaline, delivers the fight or fight response, blood flow to your muscles, and controls your glucose. So very important. Norepinephrine is involved in arousal, executive function, and pain perception. Serotonin is a key factor in regulation of mood, sleep, appetite, and body temperature regulation. So what drugs do is they interfere with the way the brain sends and receives these messages. Some drugs like marijuana and heroin can activate neurons because their chemical structure mimics that of a natural neurotransmitter in the body. So they replace your natural chemical. Other drugs, such as amphetamines or cocaine, can cause the neurons to release abnormally large amounts of the natural neurotransmitter. and prevent the normal recycling of these chemicals, leaving the addict with a neurochemical deficiency. So basically they dump. And like serotonin, you dump, dopamine, dump. When you're high, you get really, really up there and you feel really, really good. And then you're left with a deficiency. And that's, where the trouble begins and where people find themselves in that desperate, cycle of seeking the same feeling. Outside of trauma and life on life's terms, these are proven reasons that addicts feel different, like we talked about, or need additional support. The literal chemical makeup of your brain operates your entire body. And it's off when you're using. With that being said, I'm going to share some of my favorite oils and supplements to help support life as an active recovering addict. Now, I want to state there are so many, so many. Like, there's just an unlimited amount of support, of natural support, incredible support, fascinating science-based support, that isn't going to leave you with residual issues, residual effects. I myself, grew up with a mom, like I shared with you guys, who, abused a lot. And one of her primary drug of choices was pharmaceuticals. And so that, for me, really turned into an aversion to Western medicine in that regard. Sorry, my kitty's over here playing with these balls. And of course, she's going to be loud right now because I'm live on Facebook. You know how it goes. At least it's not my child, so that's good. So where was I? There is so much crossover with the oils and the supplements. Like, you could probably pick dang near anything and it would be beneficial to you. It would help your body functions and systems and really make significant changes, undeniable changes. So what I've come to find through my own resource is that the first step in this process, when getting clean, is really to support cleansing and detoxifying the liver. So even the toxins that we breathe through the air are filtered through our liver. I didn't know that until I did this research to put this together for you guys, and I thought that was really crazy. Also recommended is a colon cleanse and a tissue cleanse. Basically, overall, we really got to get those toxins out. Studies have also shown that, like our neurochemicals, a body lacking in sufficient enzymes, vitamins, and minerals may also play a part in these addictions, especially when it comes to food and sugar addictions. So if we're off, we start to have these really intense, weird cravings, or cannot necessarily cope in the way that we should be able to be able to make those healthy cognitive decisions. It is so crucial, I think, that every addict understands the science behind this stuff. You'll hear a lot tonight about the VitaFlex points on the feet. VitaFlex is based on a complete network of reflex points that stimulate the internal body systems. VitaFlex is a specialized form of hand and foot massage that's exceptionally effective at delivering the benefits of essential oils to the body. Especially when the fingertips connect to the reflex points on the feet. And I'm going to show you guys a couple of things. I have this really rad tool that I highly recommend called, this is the Pocket Desk reference. There's also a mobile version and then like a big book version, like the actual desk reference. And it's super, super cool. So, excuse me. An electrical charge is released that sends energy through the neuroelectrical pathways. The electrical charge flows through the neural pathways in the nervous system to where there's a break in the electrical circuit, usually related to energy blocks caused by toxins, damaged tissues, or loss of oxygen. There are more than 1,500 VitaFlex points located throughout the body. So a lot of the application that you're going to hear about tonight, especially of the oils, are the VitaFlex points on the feet predominantly. So this is that chart. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yes, you can. So it's really, really cool because it all connects to all of your major organs and systems, all just on your feet. And you can apply your oils here because it's a great way to get it delivered, especially if you're just beginning and might be a little more sensitive or experience, some detoxing. There's also the hands. So when they talk about on the VitaFlex points on the hands or the feet, this is what they mean. This is what the Essential Desk reference looks like. This is the pocket one. It's the smaller one. You can get this from Life Science. Really, really, really great information in here. Like so much fascinating stuff. So please note that there's not enough time for me to cover all of these things. So if there's something that you know that I've left out, please share with us, because it was just insane. The amount, like I could have just kept going and going and going and going, like especially with the supplements. Oh my goodness, the supplements, like there's just so much support for the systems and so much support for the lymphatic system and the emotional systems and the cardiovascular system and, just detox, just an insane amount of support. So I was just really stoked to find out all of this information. I hope that you guys are too. So I'm going to start with the oils. And one of the first oils that was suggested for addiction and recovery support was grapefruit. So grapefruit is, one of the staples, and super uplifting and bright and shiny and just feels good and smells really good. It says that you can diffuse it, apply topically to the wrists, to soothe withdrawal symptoms, or take internally to support detox of the kidneys and lymphatic systems, and the vascular system. In a study, an injection of limonene, which is the chemical component of citrus oils, it's a turpentine, not a chemical compound, exhibited behavioral manifestations of drug use on subjects, and they administered methamphetamines to these rats. Examination of the cells revealed that limonene produces its effects by regulating dopamine levels and serotonin receptor function. So it basically blocked the dump. The amphetamines bring you up and you dump out serotonin and dopamine, and then you're left with a deficiency. But grapefruit actually supported in the prevention of that dumping of the neurotransmitter. And that was just so crazy. That was just nuts. One of the huge things that we talk about in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous is acceptance. The literal foundation of our program is acceptance across the board. Acceptance of self, acceptance of others, acceptance of what is and what is to be. And so obviously this oil is just absolutely perfect for a recovering addict. It's best when rubbed over the liver, because when the liver is toxic, which the majority of us who come in detoxing or are looking to get clean and sober are so riddled with toxins, and our body systems are so taxed, and our mind and our spirit and just every part of us is really in a deficiency and a state of chaos, really. Just really, really, really sick, essentially. So it's best when rubbed over the liver. And when the liver is toxic, the mind and emotions are lethargic. Behind the ears, on the chest, face, heart, neck, thymus, and wrists. This blend is effective for dealing with numerous problems related to the nervous system and emotional balance. It may also be beneficial in helping one overcome denial or procrastination and to help create a feeling of security. So a lot of us who spend a long time using don't have normal day-to-day functions, don't understand how to function in society, can't pay their bills, don't know how to, register a vehicle, they just haven't experienced that in life or have lost the ability to do so. And so acceptance, I think, that last line where it says overcome denial and procrastination to help create a feeling of security is really important, especially to those of us who are coming from such a dark place. That's really important to have. A lot of the things that you're going to hear. So I tried to mix in a handful of physical support, body system support, but I think that we need to establish that a lot of the reason that people use or have addictions is because of an emotional trauma. Things happen to us throughout our lives. We go through tragedies, we experience heartache, we lose people, and those things really stay with us, especially if you experience those things as a child and you weren't given the proper skills or coping mechanisms to really be able to handle that and deal with that. So a lot of the times that's what leads us to an addiction across the board. For me, I can be addicted to anything, people, places, and things. I can turn anything into an addiction. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about is emotional support, because that's where the work begins, the shadow work, the inside job, as we like to call it. So there's a lot of highs, there's a lot of lows. It feels a lot like a roller coaster at first, and even some days now. So peace and calming is such an important oil. I was introduced to this with the Tranquil in the very beginning, and this has always been one of my favorites. I think this was the first time that I smelt patchouli. Is it in here? Yes. Patchouli and ylang ylang. Oh my goodness. Was in this blend, and I absolutely fell in love. So you can apply under your nose to your navel, because it'll last. So if you apply things into your navel, they last a lot longer in the delivery throughout your body systems, clockwise always. The delivery through your body systems is slower, and so it's like a time release, if you will. Diffuse for calming nerves and emotions in times of stress. By helping the body relax, more blood is able to circulate to the brain, allowing goals and dreams to be visualized more vividly and accurately, giving lymphatic support, balanced mental health, and help balancing of the divine feminine and masculine. A lot of times when we don't feel safe, women will be in their divine masculine all the time. So it's really important for women to be able to come back into their divine feminine and feel safe. 5 oils in this blend for a powerhouse with the most delicious emotional and physical support of the nervous system. So it's tangerine, orange, ylang ylang, patchouli, and blue tansy. And you'll find as we talk about these oils and we go through this stuff that you'll see some patterns. There's a lot of the same oils and a lot of these blends that are repetitive. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that, because nature made, God, your higher power, spirit, whatever you want to call it, made these in such an incredibly perfect way that they just are the best medicine, in my opinion. And it's really, really cool. Something else that you'll see that comes up a lot in recovery, especially when dealing with wreckage and shortcomings and shame and pain and all of the things that we carry with us, is forgiveness. This is an oil that I think everyone could use more of. So forgiveness, not only for self, but forgiveness for others. Best when massaged clockwise over the navel. We just talked about that, about how to deliver that. Also on the Vitaflex points, on the heart, behind the ears, and on the wrists. The oils in this blend have a powerful emotional effects that may help people move past barriers in life by bringing them to a higher spiritual awareness of their needs. This blend raises their frequency to the point where most are compelled to forgive themselves, others, and the ability to let things go that they could not before. Again, acceptance and forgiveness. Forgiveness and self-love are such vital roles in dismantling the guilt and shame of our shortcomings and wreckage as addicts. This blend contains melissa, geranium, frankincense, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, coriander, angelica, lavender, bergamot, lemon, ylang ylang, jasmine, helichrysum, Roman chamomile, palmarosa, and rose. So like legit all the really good stuff. If you don't like the smell of this, because I didn't at first, I don't know if you can see it, it's because you need it and you need to keep putting it on, carry it around in your pocket. That's what all of my girls have always taught me. If you don't like the oil, it's because you need it and you need to sync your frequency with that oil. One thing I did want to say too about the oils is that they are so incredible because we all operate and resonate on a particular frequency. I'm not sure what the optimal frequency is for the human body, but basically what happens is we're off, right? And we utilize the oils because they have a frequency as well. Sometimes people pick their oil specifically based upon frequency. And it will adjust your frequency and balance you out. And they just know what to do. It's pretty cool. So the next one on the list is our good old friend Thieves. Now we know how powerful this blend is. That part really doesn't need to be said, but if you don't know, this was a blend that was formulated in Europe during the Black Plague to help keep immune support for the grave robbers. So this is that blend, and it has so many uses, so much purpose, so much support for the immune system and body systems. But one really cool thing that I found out was that applying Thieves to the tongue before lighting a cigarette helps remove the desire to smoke. It's also crazy powerful antiseptic support for the whole body health and immune system functions. Applied to the bottom of the feet or on the thymus to stimulate the immune system. This blend contains clove, cinnamon bark, lemon, rosemary, and eucalyptus. And if you look in the Essential Desk reference or on the mobile version on your phone, which I can also show you what that looks like. Actually, I can't. I'm on my phone. So sorry. You will see the studies that they have done on Thieves and the effects that it creates in the brain in regards to addiction. It is pretty cool. I don't really know how to compliantly give you that information. So definitely look it up. If you want me to send it to you, just message me after the class. Another staple oil, of course, is our friend lavender, like the Swiss Army knife of essential oils, the coolest guy in the bunch, gal, whatever you want to call it. So lavender literally has a list of uses probably a mile long. It's one of the oils that is really, really great at self-governing, if you will. And no matter where you apply it on your body, it will find where it needs to go. It doesn't have to be applied to a specific area of concern. It will travel through the body and do its thing. So apply to your VitaFlex points or directly on an area of concern. Lavender is a universal oil that has traditionally been known to balance, to work wherever there is a need. If in doubt, use lavender. Supports the cardiovascular system, mental clarity, pineal gland, respiratory function, cardiovascular system, respiratory function in regards to smoking, healthy skin and healing, and balanced emotions. It promotes consciousness, health, love, peace, and a general sense of well-being. So again, a double-edged sword here, if you will. Not only does it provide emotional support and balance, but it also provides body system physical function support. So black pepper is really cool. This is another one that was similar to thieves in regards to the uses for tobacco support. Apply to a toothpick or diffuse or apply topically to deter, excuse me, mouth. Oh, I really wanted to be like very, put together for this, but that's just not who I am. So here we are. Apply to a toothpick or diffuse or apply topically to deter the desire to smoke and support emotional balance. Apply to the VitaFlex points on the feet. Supports digestive and nervous system. Stimulates the endocrine system. It also can be used to warm things up. It's a little spicy. So there was one recommendation that I came across where it said you can even put it in a bath with Epsom salts. The next oil, also obviously a vitality oil. You can use it in dietary. So, and when we talk about vitality, when we talk about taking things internally, I just wanted to show you guys really quickly that Young Living has these clear vegetable capsules that you can use with the V6 carrier oil or whatever carrier oil you choose. Obviously mine has been well loved. And so when we talk about applying internally, when they have the dietary label on there, that is the way that they are to be used. I mean, you could go really hardcore and just drop it straight if you really wanted to. I do that with thieves, but probably not recommended. Okay, so this oil, my friends, Lindsay and Marilyn and Celeste and all of the beautiful ladies that I have attended convention with will tell you, me and this oil release are friends. We hang out. It's like a hate-love relationship because this oil is so stinking powerful. This oil will leave you with no choice. It's coming out. Be prepared to dump emotionally. For me, I put this on with a combination of 2 other oils that I really, really love, which I'll share with you. And the waterworks just commence. I am definitely like a full-blown crybaby. So this one is very, very powerful. Maybe use it in privacy. It smells really incredible. So apply over the liver or as a compress. Again, the liver carries hate. The liver carries anger. It is so important to move those emotions and those toxins through your body so that you can begin to heal. Put on your ears, the bottom of your feet, especially your VitaFlex points. This is a powerful blend for enhancing the release of memory trauma from the cells of the liver, where anger and hate emotions are stored. The frequency of the oils may aid in letting go of negative emotions. I put, be prepared to cry. The ingredients are ylang ylang, lavendin, geranium, and sandalwood. And it just smells like heaven. I really, really love this oil. I'm going to give it a sniff right now. So good. So, so good. And yes, I apply this over my liver. There's a pizza over there for you, please. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we're gonna get into, where is it? This one is also a staple, lemon. We all know and love this bad boy. So lemon can be applied topically to the VitaFlex points on your feet, hands. There's also VitaFlex points in your ears. Internally in a teaspoon of honey or in a glass of water, or a vegetable capsule, and aromatically. The body systems that are supported are digestive, immune, liver and kidneys, lymphatic, and respiratory. Amazing at supporting healthy detoxing, lifting the emotional state. It's incredibly uplifting aroma. And it just smells so crisp and clean and bright. It's like sunshine in a bottle, really. It's amazing in supporting healthy detoxing, lifting the emotional state, promotes healing, physical energy, and purification. So that one is really, really great. Especially if you have any issues, one of the predominant uses that I found for this that was really cool that I didn't know about before, but has really helped a lot of my friends. I don't particularly have this issue, but when you get those little things that, hang out in your bladder or your kidneys, and they have to come out, and they tend to be a little bit sharp and really painful, this is really great for helping support that. It actually smooths out the little things and allows them to pass without discomfort. So I thought that was really cool, because I know a lot of people who are getting clean and have really not treated their bodies well have that issue. Okay, so another huge part and foundation of recovery is building a connection with your higher power. Whatever that looks like, whoever that is, whatever name you call it, that's none of our business, but you must find a connection to a higher power, because we're just not that powerful. Obviously, our decision-making skills and our ability to use discernment is lacking. So we really need some support, So this not only, again, carries the physical attributes and body system support, but is very, very, very much supportive. I'm trying to look for the right word. Very supportive in sanctifying and enhancing that connection to Creator. It's very, very spiritual oils. So obviously you guys know about frankincense. It's been mentioned a lot in the Bible. When I was doing my research, and this is sacred, frank. So when I was doing my research, it was said that the sacred frankincense is heard to be the oils mentioned in the Bible consistently. It is a resin, and it is such a grounding, delicious, clean smell. Like, I'm really drawn to the tree oils and resins, and it's just really, really good. So, excuse me. Apply to the VitaFlex points on the feet, to your pineal gland, your third eye, and increases meditation, spiritual awareness, supports emotional balance, supports the immune and the nervous system. It also has shown an ability to help reduce brain noise. So all of those thoughts, a lot of times when we come in and are choosing a new way of life, again, with the neurochemicals and the toxins in our bodies, our brain is really scrambled. It's hard to quiet the mind, especially when you've come from such a chaotic environment. While enhancing calmness, allowing the brain to better use its own innate abilities for learning and decision making. So it really kind of helps you hone in and push out all of that extra stuff. A huge part of any recovering addict's protocol and program is to find a connection with a higher power of your choosing. So it really, I don't know if I'm allowed to say sanctifies that. It really enhances that ability. So the next oil that we're going to talk about is Juvaflex. I don't have it, but we have talked a lot about supporting liver detox. And so this one is huge in regards to that. I was really fascinated when I did the research on this oil, and I'm definitely going to have to get myself some. It says diffuse up to 30 minutes, 3 times a day, or directly inhale, like we did. Apply topically to the VitaFlex points on the feet or along the spine, like in the raindrop technique. So we're going to talk about that at the end too. The other things that I recommend that are just absolutely fascinating and definitely can help support. Add 2 drops into a capsule with the carrier oil and take internally 3 times daily or as needed. This blend supports the liver and lymphatic detoxification. The emotions of anger and hate are stored in the liver and create issues with overall well-being. Juvaflex has been shown to support minimalizing addictions to coffee, alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. The ingredients are fennel, geranium, Roman chamomile, blue tansy, and helichrysum. Again, we're seeing those same oils in another blend that really just helps support detoxification and recovery from addiction. This next oil, Transformation, this is one of those oils that I was talking about that combined with release is just earth moving. So directly inhale or diffuse up to 3 times daily. I love it so much. It's really, really great. It has lemon, peppermint, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, clary sage, sacred frankincense, Idaho blue spruce, cardamom, ocotillo, I think that's how you say it, and Palo Santo. So repressed trauma and tragedy may be out of sight, but not out of mind. Memories are imprinted on our cells throughout our entire body. Stored negative emotions need to be replaced with joy, hope, and courage. So reaching into the deepest recesses of memory, transformation powers and upholds the changes you want to make in your belief system. So this bad boy will definitely allow you to change your ways and means of thinking. Support that. The next oil that I want to talk about, so the last 3, so Release, Transformation, and Sacred Mountain are my absolute go-tos. The trinity of those oils together for whatever reason really changes the game for me. Sacred Mountain is used by diffusion, applying near your solar plexus, your brain stem, the crown of your head, the back of your neck, behind your ears, your thymus, and your wrists. The predominance, so this is predominantly, which is really cool, and I didn't actually know that before. Sometimes I just allow my intuition and, use what oils I'm called to. But when I spoke about us going up to the Idaho farm, the Highland Flats farm, all the trees there are conifers. And I learned about what a conifer is. And so all of this blend is conifer oils. And it was used by all conifer oils and trees were used and revered by the Native Americans as sacred and a connection to Creator. And all of the animals would come, and they still do, lay under the conifer trees at night to recharge. So this contains that frequency. And it creates a feeling of protection, empowerment, and grounding. Supports emotional health. I apply this to my feet to feel grounded and connected to Spirit and Creator. I will take my shoes off and just apply it to the VitaFlex points on my feet. Generally speaking, I'm going to show you this again really quickly. Up here, this is the brain essentially here, the big toe. And so, I will apply there and then down this spine area, as you can see. And then I will usually pair that with a prayer for connection to Creator and Spirit, and just to really ground myself. I tend to overthink. I think a lot of addicts tend to overthink, and we obsess and we overanalyze and we want to control, and being powerless is really not a comfortable place for us, and learning to accept our powerlessness takes a lot of work. And so when you're feeling flighty, when you're feeling like you cannot come down from the clouds and things are a little too hamster wheel up there, this oil is really, really incredible for that. Okay, so we're going to get into the supplements now. We only have 10 minutes left. That went so fast. Okay, so I'm going to blow through these really quickly so I don't take up too much of your guys' time. So we all know and love, and if you don't, you're about to know, Ningxia Red. So this bad boy is a wolfberry superfruit with premium essential oils in a powerful whole body nutrient infusion. The benefits of the legendary Ningxia wolfberry have been sought after for centuries, and ongoing research continues to yield exciting new health properties. So not only does it have the superfruit Ningxia wolfberry in it, but it has so much vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and antioxidant properties and the ability to help you expel free radicals, and it completely supports the immune system, targets liver function, eye health, energy levels, helps aid the body in expelling free radicals, oxygenation of the cells, which is what we learned about neurochemicals and how important oxygenation of the cells was, and supports healthy blood sugar levels, which I know is really, really big for addicts because we go a long time without eating, or we have too much alcohol in our system, and that really messes with our glucose levels. And, there's just a great need for some balance and stability and proper liver function and overall health and well-being. So there's so much radical information about Ningxia Red and its benefits and properties that help support all body systems and functions. If I was going to recommend any kind of supplement that you were going to get, I would probably hands down say Ningxia Red first. Everyone that I know and love in my oily family will sell their soul for this. I'm just kidding. But maybe. So these supplements we're going to go through are a lot about supporting body functions, detoxing, also help support emotional health, but predominantly physical. So Life 9 is the next supplement that I want to talk about. I think that a lot of information has come out about just how important gut health is. And again, those of us addicts, we do not do self-care well, and we do not take care of our bodies, and we generally have a really poor diet or no diet at all. And so balancing your gut flora again, supporting gut health, because it works in unison with your brain so closely, if not, you know, they've come to say that it may be the predominant brain. Don't quote me on that. I don't know that for sure. But Life 9 is recommended to take 1 capsule every night following a meal or as needed. Supports healthy digestive system, contains super strains of bacteria that promote the adherence of healthy bacteria while out colonizing bad bacteria. So just the first 3 strains of bacteria in here are like, they're known as super strains. Research has proven that these strains boost immunity, improve nutrient absorption, and relieve bowel distress. So like I said, a lot of us come in with really poor gut health, with some very serious medical issues that need support. And Life 9 is a really great way to start doing that. We talked a bit before about being nutrient deficient and not having the proper minerals and enzymes in our bodies. So enzymes are super important as well, but minerals are absolutely incredible. And so the next one that I would like to introduce is mineral essence. Now this one's really hardcore. You really got to figure out a great way to deliver this to your body, because it is not for the faint of heart, but it is so necessary for our body functions. And so you're supposed to take 5 half droppers of this in the morning and in the evening. You may add it to 4 to 8 ounces of juice or water. I also was told and was recommended to me that if you cannot figure out a way to take this internally, that you can add it to magnesium crystals or Epsom salt and put it in your bath, and it can be absorbed through your skin. I highly recommend making sure that you kind of test that out a little bit, because it is a little bit spicy. It's got some hot oils in it, and that might not feel super great on the skin. So supports emotional balance, cardiovascular, hormonal, immune, nervous system, muscles, and bones. When blended, so the trace minerals that are in this, which actually come from Utah, from the Great Lake, the Salt Lake, when blended with the essential oils, mineral essence becomes the most bioavailable, so be able to be absorbed by the cellular walls, mineral product on the market. With added essential oils, the trace minerals were delivered more efficiently and utilized by the body cells. So again, just really about overall health and well-being, and being able to create balance where there was a deficiency. The next one, so again, talking about neurochemicals, the science behind addiction, how important brain function is. So MindWise is the next supplement that I'd like to talk about. You can take 1 to 2 tablespoons each day. It supports cardiovascular health, digestive, immune, and nervous systems. MindWise Memory Blend contains natural ingredients associated with healthy cellular and brain function. Studies show that humans stuck in their paranervous system, which is your fight or flight, your, I forget the animal name that they called it, but basically it's your like primal brain. It is your caveman brain, if you will. And studies show that humans stuck in their paranervous system have a significant increase in short-term memory loss. And I also did research on this. And these oils support concentration and memory, stimulate sympathetic nervous system, which is where your clarity and your thought comes from, where your discernment comes from, where your ability to choose, okay, is this scary? Is this not? Am I safe? Am I not? When you're in your parasympathetic nervous system, you really can't do those things. Your brain is just in protective mode. And so I also know that people who have experienced a lot of trauma as a child or as an adult or throughout any time in their lives tend to have really bad short-term memory function because this brain is not active and this brain is always active. And so this one gets bigger and this one gets smaller. And so that really affects your short-term memory. We're almost done. The next one that I'd like to talk about is Ningxia Greens or multi-green supplement. I don't have the multi-greens with me right now, but I do have the Ningxia Greens. I was so stoked when they combined these together because I will take Ningxia in any form, in any fashion, as much as possible in my diet and in my supplements, just because it's just that great for you. But this, you add 1 scoop to water or a beverage or into a protein shake, which is what I do. I put it in my protein shake, into Ningxia Red or in a fruit smoothie. Multigreen proprietary oil blend has 50 fermented whole foods, 5 types of immune supporting mushrooms, wolfberry fruit, and budding leaves. It supports the digestive and immune system functions with rosemary to support circulation, stimulate the nerves, balance heart function, lemon to promote healing, physical energy, and support the respiratory system, lemongrass to support immune function, and Melissa to help balance emotions, remove emotional blocks, and instill a positive outlook on life. That's how rad this supplement is. So this kind of basically hits all the stops right here in regards to the support that an addict would need on a daily basis. One last one, and I actually am brand new to this. I got it in my loyalty order this last month as a reward. I had never used it before or heard of it. I think it's fairly new. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that, but Detoxzyme. So this is an enzyme. It contains trace minerals and enzymes that can help support detoxification, opening of the gallbladder duct, supporting cleansing of the liver, and helps regulate pH levels. Supports the digestive and immune system with cumin, anise, and fennel, anise, and facilitates an optimal absorption of food and nutrients while promoting the removal of toxic waste. I can tell you right now that when I took this, I was having some trouble with the scale moving. I had plateaued, and I started taking this, and within a week, I saw a significant change in that number. It went down, and I was really stoked to see that. As addicts really struggle with nutrition, self-care, again, and so it's really important that we learn to take care of our bodies. And also, we generally, especially the women, tend to suffer from body dysmorphia. And our weight is a huge issue, a huge driving factor in our need to use. And we really focus a lot on the physical in regards to our worth. And so it's really important that you develop a healthy relationship with your body and support it the best way that you can. So now that I'm 4 minutes over my time, there's a couple other things I just want to chat with you guys about really quickly that I think are super, super rad. So the other things that I really recommend, specifically a couple of kits that I really recommend, is the Reconnect kit. especially in the beginning when you're getting clean and you are just feeling so out of sorts and not like yourself, and you don't know who you are, and you're trying to establish this really brand new life. I think that is a really great support. It comes with a protocol. It has everything in it. You don't have to guess. And the feelings kit, guys, the feelings kit. You can buy it with your points too on Essential Rewards. But the feelings kit is crucial. Crucial. The feelings kit in what's the word I'm looking for? In combination with releasing emotional patterns with essential oils. Jessica Petty did a class not too long ago. I believe it was in here in the Spruce Society with that book. I couldn't find it this evening, but if I do, I'll post a picture of it. It is absolutely, hands down, probably one of the most integral pieces of literature that an addict in recovery can buy, or anyone, really. It allows you to understand feelings and emotions, where they come from in the body, identify the source, and then it gives you a solution to help cope with that. So that is really, really important. And then there's the raindrop technique, the raindrop kit, which, comes back to the VitaFlex points, comes back to your neurotransmitters, chemicals, your cellular function, comes down, really, 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 really resets and supports the nervous system and healthy body detoxification. I cannot recommend the raindrop technique enough. I got to learn it with the best of the best, the master herself, up at the Highland Flats Farms. And she shared so much fascinating information with us, and I definitely left pretty raw, pretty wide open, pretty raw, but really in a place ready for change. And that can feel uncomfortable a little bit. That can be uncomfortable at first, until you learn to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. And, that's just something that takes time. And so, again, the other piece of literature that I really recommend is the Essential Desk Reference. This is the pocket. I also have the app, like I said before. It is just filled with such fascinating information. It has lymphatic, pump information. It has all the raindrop technique. It has all the singles and all the blends. It doesn't have, I don't know if the new version has the supplements in it. I would really love to see the supplements in here. And so now the other supplements that I would recommend, or oils that I would recommend, would be K&B, which is for support of your kidney and your bladder. Juva Cleanse, which is for support in regards to detoxing the liver. Again, there are so many options for help with support of detoxing. So many. So many to help support the liver. So many to support the kidneys. So you could, again, I could just be here all night telling you guys about all of these things that I discovered. Mega Cal is really important, magnesium and calcium together. And addicts, especially addicts who are just getting clean, really struggle with sleep. Really struggle with support for sleep. And so Sleep Essence, I thought was really great. Also, Mega Cal comes into play there with the magnesium. And then I touched a little bit on body image and physical, issues in regards to weight management. And so we have all the sleek products that are really great for that. Lemon is really great for that. Grapefruit is really great for that. So there are lots of crossovers here. Again, there's not a wrong way to do this. There is not a wrong way to support your body systems and functions with Young Living oils and supplements. Literally just get them on your skin and put them in your body, and come back and tell me how it worked out. I hope that I delivered the information clear tonight. I hope that there is some solutions found where there weren't before. I hope that I was able to touch at least one person. I'm so grateful to be able to share this information with you. I'm so grateful to have been asked. It is such an honor to spend time with you guys tonight. And yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys so much.